In this video, we're going to discuss the gang member indicted with two different murders in Chicago. An alleged gang member with Down syndrome has been charged with murders of two men just 10 days apart in Chicago, according to a local report. Nicholas Smosh Samano, a reputed member of the Latin Kings, has been indicted on a slew of felony murder charges in February 16th of a fatal road rage shooting of Gerardo Martino Garcia. On February 26th, slaying of Thomas Villa as a possible case of mistaken identity, the Chicago Sun-Times reported. The Latin Kings have been going viral the past few weeks with situations with 6ix9ine, where he was brutally attacked in a Florida gym. The Palm Beach County Sheriff says Rafael Mendel Jr., the oldest of the three men arrested for assaulting and robbing Tekashi, documented Latin Kings gang member for several years and held a high-ranking position within the gang. So it's no surprise that Latin Kings wanted to keep their name relevant of how strong they truly are. Latin Kings are considered a gang. They have numerous chapters or tribes around the country, which cling to a regional, state, and national system. Officers are supported by Crown Council of the 5 Crown Council members. The council set rules and regulations and hold disciplinary hearings for the Latin Kings of Illinois. For the Latin Kings Illinois Chicago, where the situation happened, let me give you a quick brief history of all of that. On September 18, 1997, 14 Latin King members and associates were charged with running a drug operation that distributed $6 million worth of crack and powder cocaine, marijuana and heroin throughout Chicago. Latin King's North Side factional leader, Gustav Gino Collin, was sentenced to life in prison as a result of the case. Augustin Zambrano, a ranking Corano with the Latin Kings, making him the highest ranking member outside of the prison responsible for overseeing activities. The faction of the gang was among of 18 leading Latin King members charged with racketeering conspiracy, part of the federal indictment against the gang hierarchy. Zambrano was convicted under the Racketeering Influence and Corrupt Organization Act of racketeering conspiracy and related charges involving narcotics, trafficking, and violence. He was sentenced to 60 years in prison on January 11, 2012. The gang's second in command, Vincent Discipline Killer, DK Garcia, was sentenced to 40 years in prison on related charges on February 11, 2013. 34 alleged Latin Kings were charged with racketeering conspiracy in Chicago. On July 26, 2016, the gang's illegal activities were uncovered during a multiple-year investigation conduct under the umbrella of the Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Force. The Latin Kings still go hard and strong in Chicago in that area, including Smosh, who's been diagnosed with genetic disorder. According to the public defender, was arrested following a police chase at a stolen vehicle after the second shooting. He was indicted last Tuesday and Friday on the felony murder counts of the two shootings, according to that newspaper. The alleged gang member is known for Chicago police and has been suspected for killing a person before. He was the suspect in a 2020 killing in McKinley Park, but was never charged, a law enforcement source told the Times. More recently, Smosh is accused of shooting Martin Garcia dead on I-55 near Locke Street in a fit of a road rage. He reportedly killed the man in front of his pregnant wife, who was sitting in the passenger seat. 10 days later, Smosh and an associate, 21-year-old Moses Melando, targeted Villa because they incorrectly believed he was in a rival gang. Villa had parked his car and was walking home when he passed behind a Chrysler 300 that the pair was inside. Maldonado allegedly opened fire from the car's open window at Villa, who ran for cover. But then Samano exited the Chrysler and allegedly shot Villa multiple times. Investigators believe the duo misidentified the hat worn by Villa at the time of his death, believing it was a merchandise belonging to a rival gang. Following the shooting, the police spotted the Chrysler and chased it down. Both suspects exited the car and fled on foot, ungunned and captured by state troopers. Both men were held without bail as a judge, Barauco Sawkins, called the second shooting a bold and brazen offense. Investigators recovered a .38 caliber handgun, which police believe Samayo may have thrown out the window during the pursuit. The weapon matched the shell casing and collected at the scene at Villa's murder.